Coach likes a lot of points.
Yeah, it was good. It's kind of hard when you're coaching on one team because you're, so busy doing everything for one group. But, I was pleased overall offensively. Coach Elliott and I talked, right there at the end. And it was one of the cleaner spring games that we can remember. And, it really is a good representation of the type of spring that we had. I really felt like the entire offense showed a lot of improvement and came to work every day and just kind of blue-collar group. There might not be any, just huge name, just absolute superstars, but it's just a really deep group, a lot of young guys. It was a great experience for a lot of those guys to get out there in that setting, and it was good to see some of those guys be able to make plays and really kind of put an exclamation mark on the type of spring that we've had offensively.
You guys have talked a lot about Schuster this spring. The fans got to see today what he can do.
Yeah, Nick is a guy, I think he's been one of the MVPs of the overall spring. Got a great opportunity with Deshaun being out. That's the positive of it, is it gives all the guys opportunities. We're going to need Nick next year as we go into the season. Very few times do you get through a season with just one guy, and I think there's a lot of confidence by not just the coaches, but even more importantly the players, that Nick can go in there and execute, and we don't have to change what we're doing offensively. So very pleased with Nick, and we knew that he had ability and talent. It was really just a situation with him putting in the work and really getting serious about it. And sometimes you don't know until you give guys those opportunities, and Nick got that opportunity this spring and really did a great job, and really pleased with him overall.
I've seen a lot of guys now get a lot of reps. Can you pinpoint some players you want to see take the next step in the summer?
Yeah, it's a big summer really for a lot of those guys. We've got a lot of young guys at just about every position. When you think about offensive line, we've got 8 guys that are within their first, 2 years of eligibility. And, it'd be a big spring for those guys, taking the next step in the weight room, strength, and then, skill positions, every position, wide receiver, running back, tight end. That's what makes it fun is, I don't feel like we're just building a team for 1 year. I feel like we've really got a strong foundation that, these guys are going to be around here for several years, and it's just part of the process. We kind of ended the spring part, and now it's kind of the get ready phase, getting ready in summer. So all those guys, we'll have meetings with every player on offense. We'll meet and with their coaches and talk about their spring performance and also what our goals and expectations are for them this summer.
How good is it to see Shiron out there looking like the kid you recruited 4 years ago?
Yeah, Shiron had by far his best spring and or fall. He's been a guy that's had a lot of ability, and unfair to him, had a lot of injuries just come along the way, and that happens in this game. And but it was great to see him be able to go make some of those plays, and I think it's just a sign of what's to come for him next year. And it's been a long time coming, and I know there's nobody more excited about next year than Shiron, and he's going to continue to work really hard this summer and have a chance to have a big year next year.
And then Ghop, he had the one drop early, but came back with the big catch. How much does that speak to how much he's grown up over the last year?
He has grown. I'm very pleased. Same feelings I have for Nick offensively, I have for Ghop at the wide receiver position. Been a guy that's just, has had talent, that's just putting it all together, and the consistency of play on the field in practice and off the field with everything. He's had his most consistent semester, and I think it's shown on the practice field. He's made plays all spring long, and it was really fitting for him to be able to make a nice touchdown catch right there at the end. But, it's just going to add to the depth of the guys that we have at the receiver position, and make it a lot of fun for Deshaun next fall.
How do you grade the day for Tucker and Kelly? It seemed like they had flashes, and it seemed like there were more of them as the game went on.
Yeah, I think it's hard. I was looking at those guys in the team meeting this morning and just thinking what must it be going through their mind. You got all the other guys in their signing class that are showing up at the game, coming from high school, and then just to see, Kelly and Tucker, have an opportunity to go out and play in front of that stage is very valuable. Not many freshman quarterbacks that show up in January get that many reps and that opportunity this spring. But both of those guys handled it well. I think they learned a lot from the day, more than you can learn in just maybe a practice setting, but really getting out there and kind of knocking out those butterflies. I think they had a little butterflies early, but it was good to see them progress and be able to make plays. And really give them a lot of confidence and kind of momentum going into the offseason, kind of know what to expect, you know, as they continue to work for next year.
Coach Sweeney said that you guys kind of took Artavis aside and kind of asked him to make more plays downfield. You got to like seeing him kind of make that catch today.
Yeah. You know, that was one of the big focus areas that Artavis had this spring. Obviously, last year he showed what he can do when he gets the ball in his hands. And, you know, we wanted to challenge him to be a complete receiver. Don't just be known as a guy that can catch a quick screen or a speed sweep and take it the distance, but can you develop and be a down-the-field receiver, down-the-field threat? And that's something that we've had in that position. You know, a guy like Sammy Watkins obviously could do really well with the quick screens, but then if they want to come up and get in his face, then you can go over the top with the deep balls. And that's something that Artavis has had to really develop and work on. He stayed after practice working on that, and I was really proud of him, even though he was on the other team. I was really proud to see him go finish that nice catch, because that was really one of the biggest things that we were working on with him all spring. So for him to be able to do that in the spring game is a great thing to do.